Hello everyone. So this is Debabrata once again, and today I'm planning to start into the for loop. Okay, so I'm not wasting time by introducing myself. So everything will be written in the links given in the detail section of this class. So let me proceed. But yeah, before starting, I want to say one thing that I was a slow learner. I was will be the wrong thing. I still till the date I am a slow learner. I always face some problem, but my suggestion will be like utilize your time at its best. Do not do something like sitting idle or anything. Either you can sleep, go away, do many things, whatever you want, but do not waste time. And if you manage to have some time in your hand, then practice all of them, what I'll be going to show today. Because today's class will be the most important class, because at the starting as well, I have mentioned for loop is the main thing. If you are good at for loop, then you will be good at programming. If you are not good, if you do not have the confidence in the for loop, then it will be trouble for you. So just check, today we'll be starting the for loop. So just check how we can deal with the for loop, how we can create the for loop, why for loop can be used. So all those things I'll be explaining today. So just take a look, and yes, obviously you have to practice them all. Okay, so for loop, I have segregated that into three parts: for loop series, pattern, and application. So today I'm going into the for loop series, and obviously on the next classes, I'll be gradually covering the patterns and the applications as well. So for loop series, prerequisite, I will say nothing. If you know anything about the for loop, just format your brain, just start from zero once again. And obviously, with my class, you have to just pause the class in a bit, and you just to practice all of them one by one. So that you need to do for sure. So if I proceed, and first we need to check like why we should use for loop. So suppose if anyone asks like we need to print 10 natural numbers like 1 2 3 4 5 6 kind of. So as of now, whatever we have done, we need to print it separately. Means printf1, printf2, printf3, or we need to write all the numbers printf1 2 3 kind of that. So for loop is required when there will be some repetitive work. So now 10 is possible, but if anyone asks like print 1,000 numbers, so will it be good to write all the numbers one by one, print f 1 2 3 2,000? It will take means it will take much time. So it is not suggested to write all those numbers by your own. So if it is the repetitive work, in those cases, you need to just use for loop. Do not need to replicate the same writing the printf statement multiple times or writing all the numbers together. It is suggested to use for loop. So let me show you. So to use the compiler, you can simply go to Google. For the time being, you do not need to install anything. Just type online C compiler. Okay. You can also do the same with your, if you have any existing compiler, you can do that. Programs will be same anyhow. So you do not need to think about that. And I also do not want you to install any software for the time being, because first we need to check how the programming is going. If you are able to understand the program, if you are doing good in the program, so your all focus should be on the programming part itself. Later, after finishing the for loop or in the next class itself, we can check how to do the same program in the compiler. But today we can use the online compiler itself. So today all of your focus should be in the for loop. So suppose if the task is like to print 1 2 3 7 8 9 10, kind of that 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you cannot write something like this 1 2 3 4. It will take time, because now 10 is okay. If anyone asks 1,000, then we have to write all the numbers. So it is not suggested at all. So what will I do? I just need to write a for loop. First need to take a value, take a variable int I, and I need to do something like I equals to 1. That will be the starting value. And after that, I less than equals to 10. That is the condition until when this loop will be iterated. I'll be explaining once again. And I equals to I plus 1. Every time it will be plus 1. And if I print I, if I print the value of I, then it should print all the values one by one. Let me give a space after each number. Now, if I run, you can see 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has been printed. So what happened actually? So the first value of I should be 1. I'll be starting it from 1. If I start it from 2, the series is going to start from 2. So I will mention 1 so that it will be printed from 1. But if I give 2, you can see it is starting from 2. So if this is a condition, if I write, it is the ending value kind of, what will be the end value? If I give 8, this will be ending at 8, 2 to 8. This is the starting value. This is the ending value. And this is the value by which each time it will be increasing or decreasing. For the timing, it is increasing. If you write minus, it will be decreasing. So if I give I equals to I plus 2, then it will be 2, 4, 6, 8 until 8. So you got the idea. For loop has 3 parts. For loop has 3 parts separated by semicolon. So first part will be the starting value. Next part will be the ending value or the condition, you can say ending value. And last part will be increment or decrement. Increment or decrement. For the timing, it is increment. So this is the 3 parts of a for loop separated by semicolons. You can see separated by semicolons. So now in good words, in the definition, it has been also written like it is initialization. Or if you want to initialize something, it is initialize. After that, it is condition, some condition, semicolon, and after that, assignment. Assignment means the value for the next run. So it can be imagined in that way as well. So, okay, first let me go to the previous program 1 to 10, and I'll be incrementing by 1. If I run this, I'll be getting 1 to 10 once again. So if you want, you can place this part outside of the loop, I equals to 1. It means it is just the starting value. It has no role on the iteration. So it is just the starting value. We have also written that here. It is just the starting value, or in a good words, it is initialization. So initialization, you can do it before the loop as well. It means same. So I equals to 1. This part means assignment, or how you can increment or decrement a value for the next run. So either it will be plus 2 or it will be plus 1 or plus 3. What will be the next value? So to get the next value, either you can write it here or at the end of the loop. At the end of the loop, you can mention that. You can run the same thing even. If I run, I will be getting the same thing. So what is happening? Okay, if I give, and this is in the middle, this is being called as a condition. So I is starting from 1. Every time it is checking this condition. If this condition is true, then it is going inside the loop. This is the body of the for loop inside the bracket. This is the body. So it is going inside the body. If this condition is true, if this condition written in the middle is true, then you can enter into the body of the for loop. So if it is allowed, like for the first value of I, it is 1. So it is obviously less than equals to 10. So it is allowing the control to go inside the for loop. So after going inside, it is just printing the value of I, that is 1. After that, I is becoming 2. And again, it is checking 2 is less than 10. It is saying yes. Then it is printing again and doing plus. You can think it anyway. Okay, whatever you are comfortable with, but it is important to understand the logic. So if I run this thing, it will be behaving the same. Either you can write it here in these positions, or you can write it here as well. Both are same. So most important thing is this condition, because every time it checks the condition. Okay. So now if I give 5, obviously, if I run, I greater than I less than 1, yes. So it will be checking 5 times and it will be good. So now just imagine, I'm trying to put the logic in your brain correctly, so that if you understand this logic, whole syllabus will be easier for you. If I write something like at last, after, or I can write after the for loop, after the loop, the value is. So if I try to print the value of I here, what will be printed? Any idea? Any idea what will be printed here? If I put some enter and if I want to print the value of I. So let's check what is happening. I equals to 1. I less than equals to 5. Yes, yes. So printf I. So I will be 1 will be printed. Okay. So after that, the value of I will become 2 because I equals to I plus 2. So the value of I will become 2. Let me write it here. I become 2. Next time, 2 less than equals to 5. Yes. So if I want to print, 2 will be printed. And after that, 2 plus 1, it will become 3. So after that, 3 is less than equals to 5. Answer is yes. Printing 3. And 3 plus 1, it becomes 4. Next again, 4 less than equals to 5. Yes. Printing 4 in the output screen, and 4 plus 1, the value of I becoming 5. Then 5 less than equals to 5. Answer is again yes. 5 is less than equals to 5. The value of I is less than equals to 5 till now. So I am printing 5 so that it is appearing in the screen. And after that, I equals to I plus 1. So value of I is becoming 6. So now 6 is less than equals to 5. Answer is no. 6 is not less than equals to 5. It is quite obvious. So after the loop, if I'm going to print the value of I, it is 6. And why it is 6? It is 6 because, okay, I forgot to give semicolon. Yeah, if I run again, it should be 6 because when the value of I will become 6, then this condition will fail and loop will be stopped. Now, suppose in those cases, if I give something where the condition is wrong, suppose I have written a condition like I greater than equals to 1, and I have not given this condition, let it be. So it will be always 1 will be printed. I1 always 1, because either I'm not going to increase or going to decrease, it is always 1. So now if I stop and if I write something I equals to I plus 1, let's think in that way. I equals to 1, 1 greater than equals to 1. Yes, printing 1 and I becoming 2. Again, 2 greater than 1. So this line will not executed anymore. It is just executed for once. So now 2 greater than 1. Answer is yes, 2 is greater than 1. So printing 2 and 2 plus 1, it becoming 3. Again, 3 greater than 1. Yes. And it will be going forever. 4 greater than 1, 5 greater than 1, 6 greater than 1. On that series, if you can understand, if you just think, it will never ending. One time I will be 100. 100 is greater than 1. Yes. After that, I will becoming 101, 102. And in that way, it will become 1000. It will become 10,000. And all of them are greater than 1. So it will be an infinite series. If I run, look, it is an infinite series. Let me stop it. Otherwise, it will be going forever, or it will stop somewhere. But it is not a correct series. So whenever you are going up, you have to give a condition. Like, it is a common sense. It is nothing like complicated like for loop or computer science logic. It is just a common sense. When you are going up, you have to give a condition like this. Anything less than of something. Suppose if you are riding into a 100-storied building, you have started from story 1 or first floor. So now if anyone asks, like, you have to go upwards until it is greater than equals to 1. It doesn't make any sense. So means it is up and up and up, kind of that. But if anyone tells like, okay, you have to ride until it is less than equals to 5th floor, that means you have to go from first floor to 5th floor. That's all. That is quite simple. So in the same way, you have to write the correct condition, and obviously it should be incremented in that way. Even you can do the decremented well as well, means I can start it from 10. It should be greater than equals to 1. And if I go becoming If I decreasing the value by 1, means 10, 9, 8, and until the value is greater than 1. So if you are going down, you have to write a condition like greater than equals to 1. So I will suggest you to pause the class and write the same logic in your compiler, any of your compiler. So that will be okay. So now let me go back to our first program. So that is I equals to 1, I less than equals to 2, 10, and I equals to I plus 1. So either you can write these two parts are optional. Either you can write it as the last line, or the first part you can write it outside the loop. Okay, anything. So both them are same. Okay, but this format is popular actually, but you need to think, you need to remember like this part, the first part is the one-time run. It can be placed outside even. This part will be the condition, always check, and this part should be placed at the end of the loop, and it is controlling the value for the next iteration. That's the thing. So now, and you do not need to think about anything else like this return 0, like this bracket, all of these things I will be explaining later, not now. So you just need to focus on these lines. Okay. So now if I go to the slide, and it is now saying how to print all natural numbers till 100. It is pretty simple. You can understand. So I'll be starting from 1 and it will be just 100. That's all. If I run, all the values till 100 will be printed in a 1 or 2 seconds maximum. So it is better than writing all of those number one by one manually. So this is the advantage of the for loop. And it is written on the right side, like if it is repetitive work, no meaning to write the same line multiple times. So, and it is also being used for solution for the more complex work. I'll be showing that. So if I go further, it is saying how to print all the even numbers till 50, means starting from 2 until 50. So it is pretty simple. I'll be putting the value 2 as a starting, and you can put here I will be always checking the value should be lesser than equals to 50. And if I run this, it will be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the values. But as it is requiring the even numbers, so after 2, I'll be increasing it by 2. So that for the next iteration, the value will be 4. After that, again plus 2 means value will be 6. Again plus 2, value will be 8, kind of. If I run, you can see I am getting the even number. So computer doesn't understand if it is even, if it is if it is being termed as odd, or if it is something else. Computer just executes the code, okay, as per the instruction. Computer doesn't know anything else. If I go further, how to print all odd numbers till n. Now it is asking for n numbers. I don't know what is n. So I have to take one input from the user. So let me write. I can take something printf. I can write something enter, the limit or anything I can give as a prompt, and it will be taking the input into n. And if here odd number means it will be starting from 1 and it will be ending at n. And every time obviously plus 2, because I do not want a full series. I want after 1, it will be 3. After 3, it should be 5, kind of that. So if I run and just simply I put n in this position. So if I write 50, it will be like the same program. It will be like the same, like the last program, 1 to 50, and it will be incremented by 3 every time. So if I run again and if I make it suppose 20, so it will be up to 20. Obviously 19 is less than 20. After that it will become 21, and 21 is not less than equals to 20. So that's why it will be printed until 19. I hope the idea is clear. If not, just let me know by writing some codes or writing some of your doubts in the comment section, or you can directly send a mail to me actually. All the details will be provided in the detail section of this video, means what is my mail ID and what are those. And if we are meeting in a physical class, we can also discuss the same there as well. Just take a note of that. Okay. So the last question from this slide, how to print all the even numbers till 50 in reverse order. So if I want to print all the numbers in, okay, first let me comment out this. I want to print all the numbers till 50 in the normal order. So 2 to 50, I equals to I plus 2. If I run, you can see it is a simple series till 50. But if I give 51, what will happen? If I give, okay, sorry, it is 50. So now it is saying, sorry, all the even numbers till 50 in reverse order, okay? So if I write 50 here, and in reverse order means obviously it will be starting from 50 greater than equals to 2, because until 2 it will be iterating, means you are coming from 50th floor to second floor. So until it is greater than equals to 2, okay, and I equals to I minus 2. Okay, every time it will be decreased by 2. That's all. So it will be printing the series like this. So now if anyone just by mistakenly do this less than equals to 2, what will happen? So it means, again, think step by step. 50, do not be confused. If you know the basics of for loop, you do not need to be confused always. So 50 is less than equals to 2. Yes or no? No. 50 is not less than equals to 2. So it will not iterate at all. It will be showing a blank. Okay. So you have to give a correct syntax. Okay. And it is quite common. It is not a tough computer science logic. It is a very common. If you are going downwards from 50th floor to second floor, it will always be like greater than equals to 2. And if you are going up from second floor to 50th floor, it will be like less than equals to 50. It is quite normal. Do not make it complex. So it is really normal. So if I go further, okay, we have already printed that. So if I go further, so now today we'll be learning 7 topics. So we have the basic idea now. What is for loop? So now we'll be trying to prepare the, we'll be learning 7 unique topics today about this for loop series. Those are not that tough. So first thing is how to print n numbers. We have already done, we have already printed one series with n numbers, but if I check, now it is saying printing a series till a value like 7, 11, 15, 19, 50. It is pretty much easy. Starting from 7, you can see, and it is increasing by 4 each time and until 50. So if I go now, so it will be starting from 7 till 50, and every time it is increasing by 4. Obviously, 7 plus 4 it is 11, 11 plus 4 it is 15. You can see it is very pretty simple. You have to check the gap. If I say more, it will be more complicated for you. But if you check the gap between 7 and 11, it is 4. 11 and 15, it is 4. 15 to 19, it is 4. The gap is 4. It is pretty much easy. If I explain more, it will be complicated. So let me quickly implement this. So 7 to 50, incrementing by 4 each time. So I'll be showing more and more examples so that you feel confident, like, okay, this is nothing but simple common sense. So it is a common sense. If you can generate that common sense in this chapter, it will be the rest of the programming journey will be smooth for you. So now you can see it is pretty simple. Now if I go further, write a series with n values or n terms, and it will be like 7, 11, 15, 19, 10 terms. So the difference between these two is, first one is saying till a value, means till 50 I need to print the series, and the second one is saying till 10 terms. So you cannot calculate 10 terms, like, okay, 10 terms will be, you can do it manually, but do not do that. If anyone asks like till 50th term, so are you going to do some tough mathematics or do it manually? No, do not just do not calculate it manually. So 10 terms means what you need to do, just erase this series for the time being. Let me introduce a variable called a. What I will do, I will iterate 10 times this loop. A1, a less than equals to 10, a equals to a plus 1. Just use your brain. And if I write Debabrata, so how many times Debabrata will be printed? 10 times, obviously, because it is the value of a. Okay, if I run the value of a, it is a first program we have done today. If I print a, all the variables are same, but I will be always, whenever it will be saying 10 terms or n terms, I will always be using a, so that an impression will be there in your brain. Okay, so it is number of terms. So a equals to 1, a less than equals to 10 means 10 times it will be printed. It is like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So instead of printing the number, if I write Debabrata, my name, so it will be printed 10 times. If I run, you can see Debabrata will be printed 10 times. If I run, if I give X, so X will be printed 10 times, anything. So now I will use my brain and I will be writing I equals to 3. So, and if I print I, so 3 will be printed 10 times. Computer do not know anything. Computer will simply print the value of I 10 times. There is no restriction like inside A, I cannot use I, so I can use anything. So 3 is being printed 10 times. So if I can use my brain, I can simply write I equals to I plus 4. So every time, whenever I will be printed, and after that it will be incremented by 4. It is not that complicated. Just think, it is not that complicated. Every time I will be printed, and after that I will be increment the value of I by 4. That's all. This A will control the loop itself 10 times. You do not need to calculate. If anyone asks like 50 times, so you do not need to calculate what will be the 50th term. So it means it is 50 terms and it is ending at 199. Okay, it is not value 50, it is 50th term. If you calculate, it is 50th time printed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And kind of that, it is 50th term. So if anyone asks for 10, it will be ending at 39. Let me print the same once again. So if I write 10, it will be printed till 39. You do not need to calculate manually that the 10th term will be 39. You do not need to put any tough mathematics as well. Automatically, it can be detected because I am iterating a separate loop with the value of A. The value of A will be changing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And the value of I will be changing like 3, 7, 11 on its normal way. Okay, so that is the difference. I'm not going to print A. I'll be just printing I, and it will be giving me the desired series for 10 terms. So the loop will be controlled by A. Okay, so that's the thing. If I proceed, printing a multiplication series, it is saying 3, 9, 27, 81 and 9 terms. So first we need to check how to print this series. 3 to 9, it is into 3. 9 to 27, it is 3 into 9 is 27. 27 into 3 is 81. So the next term, so just think about the logic. First, mathematical logic. What will be the next term? It will be 81 into 3. I don't know. I'm not that good in mathematics. So 81 into 3, something will be there. So how it will be changed? So it is saying n terms. So first, let me do it with 5 terms first. So it will be iterating. It will be giving me 5 terms. It is confirming that this series will be giving only 5 values. So what I will do, whenever I'm printing the value of I, I'm just doing into 3. That's all. That's all you need to do. It is not that simple. You can see 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. If I make it 10, it will be automatically iterating. It will be iterated for the 10 times and it will be give the series. All right. So now if I want to do it for n, you just need to use n here. N terms. So n terms means suppose I need 8 terms. So n will be 8 and it will be iterating. A will be iterating 8 times. So it is just confirming how many times the loop will be iterating. And the value will be controlled separately. The value I will be printing just normally. And after each print, I will be just incrementing the value of I. That's all. Everything is being controlled by A. A is iterating 8 times here, means n times. And we are printing I simultaneously. Okay. So that's the thing. Hope the idea is clear. If not, you can let me know in the comment section. And if you are good, just pause the class right now and practice all those things by yourself. Okay. After that, you will be getting a chance to solve many exercises in our exercise section. But for the timing, let's concentrate on the topic 2, combination of positive and negative numbers. So if anyone asks like 7, 11, the same series, 10 terms. So what can I do? Just let me comment it out so that this part will not be executed. We give the comments by 2/ just to make inactive these lines inactive. Okay. So now it is saying 10 terms and the series is starting from 7. Okay. So whenever it is giving like positive and negative thing, you do not need to think anything. First print the series itself. First print the series. Okay, sorry. N, I need to write 10 terms instead of N. If I write, you can see the series has been printed 10 times. Now they are asking like they need second term, fourth term, sixth term kind of minus. Second term is minus, fourth term is minus. I got the correct value. It is 11, but they want to print minus 11. So do not think much. First print the normal series and after that, just print something. So if you think here, I am dealing with two values, A and I. So the value of A is here 1 to 10 so that we are getting 10 values. You can see A is controlling the loop. All right. And the value of I is I am controlling it manually. 3, then 7, not 3. It is starting from 7. I can see 11. I can see it is 15. I can see it is 19. Let me check the slides. Yeah, it is 7, 11, 15, 19. So among this, 7 is minus, 15 is minus. So I can see all the, okay, am I doing good or, sorry, 11 is minus and 19 is minus. Okay, I am making some mistakes. 11 is minus and 19 is minus. So you can see the second term is minus. Okay, fourth term is minus. So whenever the value of A is even, the I is being printed as minus. So what I can do, I just need to check the value of A is even. If the value of A is even, then I'll be printing minus I. And else it will be a simple normal I. That's all we need to do. It will always be I equals to I plus 4, but I will just print it sometimes even, sometimes I will print it sometimes positive, sometimes negative. That's all we need to do. So when the value of A is even, means for the second term, for the fourth term, for the sixth term, for the eighth term, it will be minus. And for all other cases, it will be plus. If I run the program and if I check, you can see minus 11, minus 19, minus 27 has been printed. So it proves like you can make a rule, like whenever someone is asking for plus and minus signs with the series, do not need to concentrate on that. First print the series. If you are able to print the series, then you can put that plus and minus sign very easily. So first concentrate on the series itself. So if I go further now, it is saying printing a series till 50. So now it is very important. I cannot use anything called A less than equals to 10. So what I will do, I will replace this thing. I'll be directly writing I equals to 7 and semicolon. And here I less than equals to 50 and I equals to I plus 4. If I run that, it will be giving the series. But I do not have any A now. How to control the value of A now? A is no more there because I am printing it like the first program, 1 to 10. I am using the value, not the number of terms. How to do that then? Just introduce A. Just introduce A and behave it like the last time I was writing, I was behaving with I. Let it behave like I and it will be incrementing simultaneously. So the loop is made for I, but simultaneously I am maintaining the value of I as well. So what is happening? The value of A is 1 and each time it is increasing like 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of, so that I can get even and odd combination. That's all. So if I run, I am getting the same series until 50. The next value will be 51. So 47 will be the last value of below 50. I can do another thing. I can write actually both of them inside. I can write both of them. A equals to 1 as well. Even I can write A equals to A plus 1. It is not any differences like either the loop should be of I or loop should be of A, it is not like that. You have to just confirm there will be two semicolons. So there will be two semicolons. You have to take a note. Everything else will be separated by comma. You can see everything else will be separated by comma. Just need to give two semicolons. So as per the theory, what we have learned, like first part will be initialization. Either it will be A or I, doesn't matter. In middle, it is the condition. And at the end, it is kind of increment decrement. So you can place anything anywhere. So either you can place I equals to I plus 4 at the end of the loop. You can place A equals to A plus 1 at the end. You can place any one of them outside of the loop. Anything you can do, or even you can write it together as well. If I want, I can make it separate without any reason. I can make it separate. If you want, I can A equals to A plus 1 can be separated. So it is nothing like A and I. So anything can be written here. I is just for the printing the values, and A is just counting the numbers. So counting the number of terms, better to say. So that is the use. So you can do any. Let me put it together for the time being. It looks better actually. Even I was scared of this type of stylish program when I was a college student. I thought it is not meant for me. It is for the smart people, smart students. So I suffered a lot. So I want you to use the same thing in your program so that everyone else can think, okay, you know the program very well and you can do it in a stylish way. But if you do not like, you can simply put A or I, anything away of the loop. You can make it simpler and you can make it in the last line. So whatever you prefer. Okay, but the program understanding should be correct. That's the thing. If I proceed further, it is saying printing a series 7, 11, minus 15. Now, each third term is minus. You can see minus 27. So that means if I go to the notepad, so you can see this term is minus. And again, after that, 23 and 27 is minus. So what is happening? How I can detect? You can see here the value of A is 3. Here the value of A is 3. Here the value of A is 6. So these values of A are divisible by 3. So what I can do now? First, let me check if it is 10 terms or what has been told. It is 10 terms. So simply I can write A equals to 1, or let it be there. A can be anywhere. I can simply write A less than equals to 10 to control it for the 10 times. You can write it here or you can write it anywhere. Let me write it here. The same thing actually. So the simple thing I can write A. Whenever A is divisible by 3, I am printing the value of I. If it is not divisible by 3, it is plus I. That's all. Okay. So let me run the program again. So it is 7, 11, minus 15, kind of that. So what I'm doing wrong? Okay, I am writing A equals to A plus 1 2 times. So I have to delete. Either I have to write it at the bottom or in the for loop itself. So you can see each third term is being printed as minus. Okay, here minus 39 kind of. So if you are still worried about this combination, means do I need to write I or A together? Just simply write at the top of the for loop. Okay, like previous. I think previous programs are okay now. Just write it at the below. Okay, you can follow that. Let me delete it. That's what you can do. Okay, it will still give the same program. You can see it is 10 times. And again, whenever the value is divisible by 3, I am printing it. The same like program. In previous program, it was %2. Now I have given %3. That is the only difference I can see. Nothing else. But yeah, you can practice on those complicated situations. So you will be feeling more confident, and it is not giving any extra advantage. It is just the style you can follow. Okay. So if I go to the topic 3, it is like incremented difference. So what is incremented difference? Suppose if anyone is asking to print like 5, 6, 8, 11, 15. So in this time, when you are not able to understand the series, so always ask yourself, means the same thing I do. Like whenever I got some programs like this, I ask what will be the next term. After 15, what will be the next term? It depends on the mathematics, not on the computer science. So I need to first understand how the series looks like and how it is being changing its value. So what will be the next term of 15? Let me think. If I write this series like 5, 6, 8, 11, 15. So the gap between 5 and 6 is 1. The gap between 6 and 8 is 2. The gap between 8 and 11 is 3. It is purely mathematical. There is no relation with the program. 11 and 15 is 4. And after that, it should be, the gap should be 5 and it should be 20. Kind of that. So if I want to run this program, so the values, it is, let me check, it is 10 terms, okay, starting from 5. So if I, where is the program? Yeah. So it is 10 terms starting from 5. That's all. And I do not need to print it multiple times with plus and minus. So what I will do, every time I is increased by 1. If I do that, obviously it will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kind of. So I need to insert a variable called d. D, the value of d will be 1. So first it will be increased by d. And after increasing, means from 5 to 6, the value of difference, d for difference, is also increasing himself. Means the difference is also increasing. So next time the difference will be 2. So next time when 6 plus d, it means 6 plus 2. After that, d will become 3. So next time it will be 8 plus 3, that is 11. And d is again increasing, it become 4. And next time it will be 11 plus 4. Okay, so the difference itself is also growing. And you can see the series like this. You can see we are getting 5, 6, 8, 11, 15, and then 20 that we calculated manually. So here, what is happening? The value of the difference means difference itself is increasing. So nothing is fixed. So if it is needed mathematically, you can follow the same idea. So here, this value will be termed as I, and these values will be termed as D. So I is increasing by adding D, but after adding, D itself is increasing. You can see the value of D is increasing. Okay, after the addition happened. Okay, so every time, first time, it will be added like +1. After that, it will be added like +2. After that, it will be +3. And accordingly, it will go on. Now, if I go further, printing a series 1, 4, 9, 16. So if I write the same series 1, 4, 9, 16 kind of, and it is like 2. Sorry, it is increasing by 3. It is increasing by 5. It is increasing by 9. How much? I am not that good. It is 7 and kind of. Okay. So what I will do, the first value of I will be 1 and the first value of D will be 3. So I will be 1 and the value, first value of D will be 3. And every time the D will be increasing by 2. You can see the difference, 3 is increasing to 5. So first 1 plus D equals to 4. After that 4 plus D means 5 equals to 9. After that 9 plus D equals to 16. In simple way, do not make it complicated. It is pretty much simple. We have done this kind of mathematics earlier, but you can see here it is printing. And this, all of this thing will be done 10 times. And that is being controlled by A. We have already checked that. So you can see we are able to print this series of 10 terms. Okay. So if you think closely, we can achieve this in another way as well. I do not require A, I do not require D, I do not even require N as well. How can I achieve this in another way? I have already printed the series 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. But still, if I want to go for any other approaches, if I want to see, if I print A, again, we all know, we have already did that. A will be printing 1 to 10. That's all. A is just controlling the loop. So it will be printing A1. Okay, sorry, I, not I, it is A. So if I write A, it will be just printing all the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. So now if I write A into A, it is purely mathematical. So 1 into 1 means 1, 2 into 2 means 4, 3 into 3 means 9. Instead of 4, I am printing 4 into 4, that is 16. Instead of 5, I am printing 5 into 5, that is 25. And you can see the whole series is being printed. So if I check, it is a mathematical problem. So if it is mathematically possible, obviously we can implement anything in computer. So mathematically it should be possible, and first you need to understand the mathematical logic. If you are able to understand that mathematical logic, then only you can jump into the, you can write it the same uh, in a C code, okay, in a for loop. So if I go further, topic 4, the special series. So printing a series like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, n terms, obviously. So first let me print it up to 5 terms, then I will be thinking about n terms, because printing n terms is not a challenge. So it is be starting from 2, but I have to think how I can change 2 to 22. So if the value of I is 2, and if I write something, new I will be 2 plus 20, 22. It means I plus 20. No, it is not always true, because after that 22 plus 20 becomes 42. So it will not be the way. So if you are good at mathematics, if I ask you what will be the next value after 222, the next value will be 2222. How you can print that? Into 10 plus 2. If you do, the answer will be 222. Take a look. 222 into 10 becomes 222 into 10 becomes 2220. And after that, if you add plus 2, it will become 2222, kind of this. Got it? So now I will be following the same way. What I will do, you can follow any logic, whatever it comes in your mind. So it will be something like I into 10 plus 2. So if I do the same thing, A, the 10 term, and I'll be introducing I, and the I starting value will be 2. And every time after printing the value of I, what I will do, I will change the value of I as I into 10 plus 2. If I do that, every time the value of I will be changed, and you can see, okay, it is too much. It is increasing the limit. If I do it 5, you can see 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, kind of that. And if I want to print that until n, the simple thing, you have to take the n input, and it will be until n, not until 5. So if I run, suppose, okay, what I'm doing wrong, okay, n I have not initialized. So now if I want to print it until n terms, it will be simply, I have to put n here instead of 5 or 10. So let me run it until 7 terms. So you can see this, all the 2s are being printed. So any doubt, just let me know. Otherwise, pause the class right now and practice all those things by yourself. Okay, you can follow any way. Even I can think of something. Okay, let it be in this way. You can think some other way as well. And if you can solve that, just let me know. Okay, if you can find any other way, there are several ways are available. So if I go further, so topics are really small. So if I go to topic 5, Fibonacci series, this is an important series. It is an important series. You might face it in your class. Probably some teacher has already told about that, or you have heard that in the interview round, or it is very popular. So Fibonacci series means it is first 2 terms are fixed. The next term is the sum of last 2 terms. So 0 plus 1 becoming 1. Now 1 plus 1 becoming 2. If you know this logic, you can draw it. You can draw the full Fibonacci series. So 2 plus 1, it is 3. 2 plus 3, it is 5. 5 plus 3, it is 8, kind of that. 8 plus 5, 13, and so on. So what I will do now, I will take the first term as x. I will take the first term as x, second term as y. So every time I will be printing one value at a time. So I will be printing x. So 0 will be printed. And after that, what I will do, I will calculate z equals to x plus y. Anyhow, we have to do the sum, because the next value will be coming by summing up these two. So z equals to x plus y. So z will become 1. Obviously, 0 plus 1 equals to 1. We have to sum up, because I have already shown you how to get the next number. It is the sum of last 2 numbers. So after that, what I will do, x will take the value of y will take the value of z. What does it mean? X is no more standing on the 0, x will take the value of y. and y will take the value of z. So next time again, I will print x, that is 1, and I will be doing z will be calculated once again, that is 1 plus 1, 2. And again, x will take the value of y, y will be taking the value of z. And next, it will be iterated. So I need to copy this one. I need to implement. So for the 10 terms, is it asking for 10 terms? Yeah. 10 terms means I just simply need to run it 10 terms. Just need to close this once again. And what I will do, I will be introducing x as 0 and y equals to 1. So let me introduce all of them. I do not need I and n. It will be x and y and z. So the value of x is 0, value of y is 1, and I'll be iterating in 10 terms. And here I'm printing the value of x only, that is 0. And every time after printing the value of x, what I'm doing, I am calculating z equals to x plus y. X is taking the value of y is taking the value of z. That's all. That's all we need to do. If I run, it will be printing 10 terms. You can see. If I go further, if I run 15 terms, in the same way, 15 values will be printed. You do not need to think on that. So what I'm doing, if I repeat, first of all, I have only 2 terms, x and y. You can see. So Fibonacci series is the series where you can get a term or you can get a value by adding up the previous terms, previous values. So first 2 values are fixed. You can see x0, y1 I have given. So obviously to get the next term, I have to do z equals to x plus y, that is 1. That I have already written, z equals to x plus y. Now, what I need to do, x, the value of x will no more required. I do not need to know, we do not need to store 0 anymore because we have already printed that. So x will take the value of y and y will take the next value. So I'm doing the same, x equals to y equals to z. Again, for those new 2 values, x and y, I'll be first printing the value of x. That means 1 will be printed. So I do not need 1 anymore. So what will happen? I will calculate z and shift a bit. So x will be taking the value of y and y will be taking the value of z. Again, next time 1 will be printed and again I'm calculating the next term and so on. Okay. So you have to practice that to be more confident on this. Okay. So if I go further, okay, topic 5 is, we have only 1 series in topic 5. So we are left with 2 more series. So topic 6. So it is printing a series like this. But before that, let me copy this program. Let me copy this program here because it might be required later. So let me delete all these Fibonacci things. So now next series is saying compound series. So here it is something a bit complicated. You can see 5 plus 6. Either you can print 11 or you can put it in this way as well, inside bracket. So if I want to print a normal series, 5, 7, 9, kind of that, how can I print 5, 7, and 9? Just think that series. It is a mix up of 2 series. Okay, so if you take a look, like if you consider this one as a series, means 5 is a part of series, 7 is a part of series, 9 is a part of series. So what will be the next term? Next term will be 11. Obviously, how you are getting that? By plus 2. And if you take another series, if you take a look, it is 6, 7, 8. And what will be the next term? It will be obviously 9. It is increasing by 1. So we have 2 series, green and red. So if I take the first one and if I want to print the same, so 10 terms, now we know what is 10 terms. A is always controlling that. And X, I can store 5 and Y, I can store 6 because I need to run 2 different series. Let me check. Yeah, starting from 5, another one is starting from 6. So 5 and 6. So what I'm going to print, %d, comma %d. So first %d will be filled up by X, second one will be filled up by Y. So every time X is increasing by 2, we have just checked mathematically, and y will be increasing by 1. So if I run this series, it is pretty simple. You can see 5, 6, 7, 7 kind of. Let me give a big break, big spaces in between. If I run again, you can see 5, 6, 7, 7, 9, 8 kind of that. Okay. You can see 5, 6, 7, 7, 9, 8. Okay. So if you want to print in that way, you can print it in that way as well. Percentage D, I will put a bracket. If I run, it will be in the same way, 5, 6, 7, 8. If anyone asks, like you need to do into 5 plus, I can see either you can print it in this way. Okay. So in this way also you can print, or you can simply, if you want to make 5 plus 6, 11, you can simply put it here, x plus y, and you can print a single value. So whatever is required, you have to ask the interviewer, or you have to ask the examiner what exactly you are looking for. If you are looking for the exact sum, you can print it. If you are looking for the separate values are printed as per plus, you can do that as well. You can simply write x comma y kind of that. Whatever you want, you can do. All right. So if I proceed, and let me take a copy of this program as well. Suppose that version where I have printed percentage D and x plus y. So let me take a copy of that. If it is required, probably I think it might be required. Let me take a copy. So now if I proceed for this series mode, print the series 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4. So you can see all the values are being printed at the bottom. So 10 terms again, the same thing. I do not need to think on that. So what will be the next term in this series? You can see the first term actually is 1 by 1. If you can just imagine, it is nothing but 1 by 1. So if you check the series values now, it is, first of all, it is 1. The first value is 1. You can see. Next value is 2. Next value is 4. So next value should be 8, not 6. 1 into 2, 2. 2 into 4, it is 2 into 2, 4. 4 into 2, 8. So every time it is getting multiplicated by 2. Okay. So if I take that idea, and it is pretty simple to implement now. So what I will do, I do not need 2 values. 1 value will be enough, and x should be started from 1. I do not need all this. X will be starting from 1. What I will do, I will simply print 1 by x. 1 by percentage D, sorry. And I will print it by x. Okay, and every time it will be like x equals to x plus 1. If I run, it would be printed like 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. If you want to calculate, you can simply write 1 by x here and print it by percentage f. You can also do that. If I run, okay, some problem. Okay, I need to make some changes, but okay, I have to give something like float kind of. I think then it will work, but for the time being, you do not need to take a look into that. It is the same. 1, if you need the value 0.50, but do not take a look into that. For the time being, I will explain it later. But for the time being, I can write this 1 percentage D, 1 by x kind of. Oh, sorry. What I'm doing wrong here. What I'm doing wrong. It was running previously. Let me run once again. What I'm doing wrong. 1, suppose percentage D. If I try to run, okay, sorry. I am doing x here. Okay, not 1 by x. Only x will be percentage D will be filled up by x only. So it is printing in a good way. Okay, got it. Just I need to change the value here. It might seemed as a tough one, but it is just the value. Okay, but I have done one thing wrong. I have done +1, but it is not +1. Sorry, it is into 2. Okay, it is into 2. Extremely sorry. It will be 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8 kind of. Now, for the first term, someone might think first term is written like 1 here. You can see it is 1. why I'm printing one by one. So if you are not happy with that, simply print a 1 outside. Simply print a 1. It is just an eye wash. Print an 1 outside, and next term start it with 2. And you can print only 9 terms because 1 terms has been already printed. So I am printing 9 terms here, starting from 1 by 2. You can see that because the first value of x is 2, and I have printed one hard-coded 1 outside. So it is the same thing, just to make your push interviewer or just to make your examiner happy. That's all. That is the purpose. If he or she is happy with this approach, I can do that. It is very simple. Just print one value outside and rest of the 9 values using the loop. That's all. Okay, I guess. So if I go further, the last topic for the day and quick one. Now, if anyone asks for the sum of the series, what you need to do? Suppose the first series, 7, 11, 15, 19, sum of the series. So to print sum of the series, never think how to print the sum of the series. If you pause the class and if you start thinking how to print sum of the series, because I do not need to print all of those, I need the sum. So many people thinks many things. Okay, they follow many approaches, they follow many things. So if you pause the class and if you just calculate how long it is taking for you to print the sum, because you know how to print the series, but you are not able to print the sum, just take some time and think. Pause the class right away. But if you are not able to think anything, like it is already 5 or 10 minutes gone, but if you are not able to get that, I will be saying you there is a simple rule called, no, not rule, not Google rule. I used to think in that way. I made a rule by myself, like 3-step rule. Simply, you have to introduce a variable called s or sum that will be equals to 0. Whatever you are printing, put that inside sum. Put that inside sum. What does it mean? Means whatever you are printing in the screen, rather putting into your screen, you will be doing sum equals to sum plus. Rather putting it into your screen, just put it inside the sum. Obviously, if you are able to print it successfully, you can put it inside the sum as well. Okay, and the last term is print the sum. That's all. So first you have to write sum equals to 0. That is the first step. Second step is blindly, whatever you are printing, put that inside sum. And the third step will be printing the sum at the end. So let me check. First, I need to print this series again. So if I can take the backup, I do not need to do that, but still, it was A and I. Let me remember what we have done. So what we have done, I equals to, what was this? Where is the series? 7. So I can write something. I starting from 7. I need to print the value of I, the simple series, not complicated one. I am printing I. It will be 10 terms. We have done that series already in previous slides. And every time I am doing I equals to I plus 4. Always first print the series. Then think about the sum. So it is printing the series. Now, as per the rule of sum, what I need to do, int s equals to 0, blindly write that. First step. Last step is print the sum is, this is the last step. Third step, print the sum, s or sum, anything you can take. And now the second step is, first step is saying sum equals to 0. Either you can take the variable s or you can take the sum. The last step is print the sum. I am printing the sum as well. The variable sum or variable s, whatever you can take. Then the middle one is whatever you are printing, put that inside sum. So what I'm printing now, I am printing I. Printing I into the output screen. You can see all of them are printed successfully. So I am printing I. So what I will do now, I will put I inside the variable. Sum equals to sum plus I. That's all. That's all. Just delete the print line and put it inside sum. That's all. You do not need to think anything else. Okay, so I have written something wrong in the syntax. It is printf. Let me run again. Yeah, the sum is 250. I'm not that good in mathematics, you can do the mathematics if the answer is correct or not, but this is the answer. If I go further, okay, I will be following the same rule, printing the sum of 10 terms. So, okay, sorry, I have done this for 10 terms already. So if anyone is asking for the first one, suppose up to 50, what will be the term? So it will be simply not A, it will be simply the I. Obviously, if I delete that and if I write the same series for I equals to 7, I less than equals to 50, and I equals to I plus 4. It is the simple series. Nothing means nothing complicated. So the same thing will be happening for 7 to 50, and the answer will be 297. The same thing. So you can see I have inserted sum equals to 0 at the top. After that, printing the sum, and in between, printing the sum, and in between, instead of printing I am putting that inside sum. That's all I'm doing. Okay. So if I go further, print the sum of the series 7, 11, 10 terms. Okay, each term minus, each third term is minus. So we have done this series as well. I couldn't take the backup now. I have to write it once again, unfortunately. So first, let me print the sum. Let me print the series, sorry. So I forget. Let me close this one. I do not need these values right now. So the series will be I equals to starting from 7, 10 terms. If what I can remember, A is divisible by 3, I am printing the minus value. What I can remember, what I've done just few minutes back, it is minus value, minus I. And else I want to print the positive value. I should take a backup. But yeah, if you are taking the backup, you can follow the same. If you are taking the backup, you do not need to do many things. You just need to add those 3 terms. But before that, I want to print that if I'm writing the series correctly or not. Okay, I need to make it plus. If I run, we have already did that. So I do not like to repeat the same program. So if I now want to get the sum, what I need to do? First step, int sum equals to 0. Last step, printing the sum. And middle step is, it is saying, whatever you are printing, put that inside sum. So what I'm printing minus I. So I want to put that inside sum. Sum equals to sum plus minus I. And here, what I'm printing I. So I will put that inside sum again. So I mean, without printing it, without putting it into the screen, I am putting it inside sum. That's all. If you run, it will give some answer. I don't know. So it is 88 probably. You can calculate it by yourself and it will be something like that. So now, if I go further, print the series 1, 4, 9, 6, 10, 10 terms. So it is pretty simple. You can follow any of the approaches. So if you can remember, first let me comment this out. First, let me print the series. So if you can remember this series, we have followed a shortcut. So A 1 to 10, and after that I printed the value of A into A, and it was printing the series. I couldn't take the backup once again. If I run, this is the printing the series up to 10 terms. So now as per the sum, if anyone is looking for the sum, int sum equals to 0, printing the sum, and in between whatever you are printing, I am printing A into A. So do not print it, put it inside sum. Okay. So hope the idea is clear now. It is blindly you have to do that. Do not spend a single moment on thinking that how to print the sum. If you are able to print the series, of course you will be able to print the sum as well. And if you are getting any variations, means anywhere, if this rule is not applicable, just write that in the comment section and just let me know. I will say why, but it is the normal rule that you can apply. You cannot find this rule in Google, it is just a concept. And I used that when I was a student because I was a little bit scared of all those things. So I made my own rule to make it simple. So you can follow the same. So print the sum of this series. So again, probably I have not taken the backup. So what I need to do, First again, let me close this. The same thing, nothing special. So here it is n terms. Okay, so n terms means I have to open this up, and n I have to write here. And here you can see I have to take a variable called I equals to 2. And every time I'll be printing I. And the value of I will be changed as I into 10, I into plus 2, kind of that. So if I run, first my objective will be to print the series. Suppose I want to print it up to 5th. Okay, sorry. Let me stop. I have not replaced that with n. Okay. Now, n terms, not 10 terms. It is n. So now if I write, I want to print it up to 6 terms. So 6 terms has been printed. Now, if anyone is looking for the sum, I just need to put int sum equals to 0, printing the sum after the for loop. And whatever you are printing, I am printing I. So put that inside sum. That's all. You do not need to change anything else. Simple thing. Again, I'm repeating. Rather, instead of putting something into the screen, I am putting inside the sum and I am printing it back at the end of the loop. That's what I'm doing in a simple word. So do not need to get puzzled. And the last one, this one, I have taken the backup of this, thankfully. So where is the backup? Yeah. Thankfully, I have taken the backup. So probably I can skip this program by writing everything, just copy and paste. So first, let me show you how it is working. It is something like that. Okay, 11, 14, 5 plus 6. So now if anyone is asking for sum, I will be just writing int sum equals to 0. And at the end, I will be printing the sum. Printf, the sum is %d, and I can write sum. And in between, what I need to do, whatever you are printing, I will not take a look into something else. I am printing x plus y. So I will put that inside the sum. That's all. That's all. I don't know what will be the answer, but it will be something like this. Okay. So I hope this is the last topic. We do not have anything else probably. So these are the links you can follow. Obviously, you have to follow all the exercises. It is not an online course that you have to go through and you will be able to know everything. It is not like that. You have to solve all the exercise by yourself. If you need the solution, you can ping me in the comment section, or you can tell me in the class, or via via email ID, so I can forward you the solution. But if you want to solve this exercise, where you need to go, we have a group like Binary World Computer Science. You can go to the media section and you can go to the album, and if you go below the first album, coding exercise basic, if you click on that, and you will be getting all the exercise together. So it is the 3rd chapter, so you have to go to chapter 3.1 sequentially. So you can see this is the exercise you need to do. There is 2-page exercise. You have to do that and just let me know. Okay, if you are having any problem, I can share the solutions as well. So all the links are mentioned in the detail section of this class. So you can take a look, and yeah, that's all for the day. Practice more, and next class will be checking the further for loop programs, and it will be most important thing in your syllabus. Okay, bye for the day.